when I think of Google search, and when I think of search engine in general, but especially Google search, I think of websites being ranked to be either authoritative or not, and that's why you end up seeing it or not.
Yep.
And I'm curious to know how that is decided in the AI mode experience. How is a website, or sampling of websites that you see on the right side, that little kind of collection of links that appears there, how are those chosen to be the representatives of what is presented in the bigger picture?
So there's two things I would say here. One is, it's a great question. One of the reasons we're able to do such a good job with AI overviews as well as AI mode is that we understand the web incredibly well, right? This is the bread and butter of Google. It's what Google's been doing for 25 years at this point. So web ranking, quality of sites, relevance of the site to the query, authority of a site, these are all things that we that we have spent enormous amounts of engineering hours on. We have really, really great teams on. And so that's a really core input into all of the AI that we bring to users, is that deep understanding of the web, understanding of authority, all of that. What then gets added to this is the AI models and the reasoning on top of that, and connecting all that across. But the rootedness in the web, and actually the rootedness in our knowledge graph, and sort of understanding all the facts and places and products and everything in the world is a very, very factual, deeply accurate sort of set of data. All of that really enables a very high level of accuracy, factuality, reliability from that point of view.
Okay. Then we have publishers as well. They over the last year, especially with AI overviews, there was the concern from a lot of publishers that AI overviews, being that it's giving the information right there, was reducing the amount of clicks. And of course, Google, I can't remember the exact quote, but said that there were high quality, there were higher quality clicks coming to these sources. And I've seen studies since then kind of claiming the opposite. I'm curious what you can share on that topic that might ease the fears of publishers or address that. Yeah.
So I'm a web optimist. I love the web. Google obviously loves the web as well, and we care deeply about the web. There's probably no company that cares more about the health and the future of the web than Google, and I personally take that that mission very, 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 very seriously. We've looked at these studies. These studies are, I think the methodologies can be questioned. Some of these studies sort of say, hey, this site has lost traffic, but the time frame they look at was before AI overviews even launched, right? And so there's a bit, sites can gain and lose traffic. I mean, sites can gain and lose traffic for any number of reasons, and it's sort of understanding the causality of that can be challenging. So I think I question a lot of the studies that have been put out there. From our point of view, the web is thriving, and I think certainly what I've seen through my own usage, we see this in the data as well. People are still very actively clicking through to the web. We were looking at some data the other day. The number of, we obviously have crawlers that crawl the web to build our index. And so we see a lot of the web. The number of unique sort of new pages that our crawlers have seen, if you look at April of 2025 versus April of 2023, so in the past 2 years, it's gone up 45%. And so that's sort of one way of thinking, how's the web growing? Well, from that metric, the web has grown 45%, which kind of intuitively makes sense. We see a lot more content. I think you and I both probably see a lot more content than we did. And so people are still creating.
Some of that created by AI.
Some is created by AI. Some is not, and some is part created by AI, some not. As a helpful tool towards it.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing we saw, this was public data. This was external data. Visits to the web are also increasing year on year on 2 years, and so the web really is thriving. I think it's a somewhat a kind of reductionist analysis to say that the AI replaces the web. It's not. It's unlikely that a single paragraph or a couple of paragraphs is going to replace a full, well-researched, article on something, or people like the experience of reading, et cetera. So, our view is this will be a hugely expansionary moment. This will be a hugely expansionary moment for the web. It will be a hugely expansionary moment for users in terms of the types of things they can do. And that's really the history. People have been talking about the death of the web for as long as I've been at Google. It's been, the death of the web has been coming for 25 years. It's not happening, right? Every time you take a technology leap forward in the internet, in the web, it leads to an explosion of content. And the point of search engines is to help separate the good from the bad and help organize all of that. But we think the web is thriving.